Let's get into what nobody's really talking about with this Jimmy Butler trade, this Jimmy Butler suspension, excuse me. No one's talking about the elephant in the room. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Butler, here we go. Here we go. Savage Sports fan, please like, share, subscribe. We're still a new channel. New subscribers, thanks for the love and support. Drop a comment, hit the bell notification, share a video. Listen, listen. If you did not know, Jimmy Butler was suspended today by the Miami Heat for missing the team plane. They are suspending him for 2 games. And here we go again. You know, I put a video out, a week ago. Insider information of a good friend of mine told me, close to the scene in Chicago, close to the scene in Milwaukee, close to the scene in Miami about Jimmy Butler and what's really going on behind the scenes. Now, Stacey King, excuse me, Stacey King, one of the broadcasters for the Chicago Bulls, he did a podcast 2 days ago. He is the one that gave Jimmy Butler his nickname, Jimmy Buckets. Jimmy Butler copyrighted it, made a ton of money. Never looked out for Stacey King, but that's neither here nor there. But Stacey talked about behind the scenes once Jimmy became the head of Chicago and it became his team. Jimmy Butler became Jimmy Diva. Jimmy Diva. Jimmy was not practicing with the team. Well, he'll practice with the team, but he'll stretch differently. He'll shower differently. He'll go somewhere. He'll leave his own locker room. He separated himself from the team, similar to what Dwight Howard used to do. This is what allegedly got Dwight Howard on the outs with a lot of his teammates. The way he used to have this superstar treatment when he was leaving Orlando. Excuse me, he didn't do that in LA, but every stop, Dwight Howard would do that. And I'm hearing that's what Jimmy Butler's doing. But what no one's talking about is who would want to really trade for Jimmy Butler if he is not trying to be on his best behavior. Jimmy Butler wants a contract extension. Jimmy Butler wants to show that he's going to step in and be a new leader on a new team. How long is it going to take Jimmy Butler? Say he's traded to the Phoenix Suns. How long do you get Jimmy Butler before he blow up that Phoenix Suns organization? Phoenix Suns has been known around the league for being very, very soft. As far as the players go, they are soft. They got rid of their last head coach because he was too hardcore. And they needed somebody that was going to be more player friendly as far as a head coach. Now they have Mike Budenholzer, and you can look at their record. They're known for being soft. Do you think Mike Budenholzer can stop Jimmy Butler? Jimmy Butler's going to walk all over the Phoenix Suns. This will be the Phoenix Suns' worst nightmare, because if the Phoenix Suns have an early exit and these other players are now balling out of their mind, it won't be long before Jimmy Butler turn into Jimmy Butler. And, he's going to end up walking all over them. So I am just going to say what Stacey King said. Jimmy Butler is a diva. Excuse me. Jimmy Butler has turned into the biggest Hollywood superstar that's not in Hollywood. And I like Jimmy. I told you, Jimmy, I live 15, 20 minutes away from Jimmy when he's in Chicago. I love what he did with the Bulls the one summer when he turned down the Bulls contract extension. And he went out and did his own thing. He bet on himself and he played very well and got a big old contract. I love that. However, those days in Chicago are long gone. Now, we saw Jimmy Butler in Minnesota. Coach Tibbs traded for Jimmy Butler when he was in Minnesota. Take a look and see how that ended. Then you got Jimmy Butler with the Sixers. Take a look how that ended. They decided to sign Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. And then Jimmy Butler down in Miami. And now you don't get more old school than Pat Riley. And Pat Riley is, my way or the highway. Pat Riley came out and said, maybe some of this is his fault. He tried to own up to it and take some of the edge off Jimmy. But Jimmy just missed a team flight coming off a suspension. Jimmy Butler decides to miss a team flight. So this is showing Miami he doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't want to suit up. But you know what? He's got a contract. He's got a contract. The contract as a player says you play. Jimmy needs to show that he still is a professional basketball player. He's a professional. Yes, he has some off the field things going with his baby mama and all of that. It's all in the press. But Jimmy Butler is a professional basketball player with a contract. And why would anybody else in the NBA want to sign him up long term? Soon as the ship starts getting rocky, he's going to turn into Jimmy Diva. So the elephant in the room is nobody wants to just come out and say, outside of the great Tim Hardaway, Hall of Fame Tim Hardaway from Chicago, Tim Hardaway said what I'm saying now. You got a contract, you play. You're not going to make Miami look bad. You're not going to outdo Pat Riley. He's a boss. He's an owner. He's seen you. You're just another player. Jimmy Butler's a great player. I've said it. I thought they should have given him an extension after Jimmy Butler took Miami out to face Denver. After they went from the play-in all the way to the championship, I think Jimmy Butler should have got a contract extension. I'm on a record saying that. They should have gave Jimmy Buckets a contract extension. As soon as they lost that series to Denver that nobody thought he was going to win, I mean, he should have, I don't know. They should have found a way. He should have been a lifelong Miami player. But nevertheless, that didn't happen. He still has a contract. He's still a professional. And he is suspended. Now, the problem is this. When NBA players miss team flights, it's already a fine. It's already a fine there. They get fined. It's no big deal. He's suspended 2 games. So this is Pat Riley. You know, one might make an argue trying to smear Jimmy's name a little bit more, make Jimmy look a little bit bad. I don't know the reason why he was late. No one knows the reason why he's late. All we know is he's suspended. That's what the headline says. Jimmy Butler suspended by the Miami Heat for whatever. You know, so it could be a good explanation why he was late, but that's not what the media is gonna run with. So over here, Savage Sports Fan, we are gonna grow. I'm a lifelong Jimmy Butler fan. It's just hard for me to go left on Jimmy like that, even though I heard a lot of disparaging things behind the scenes about Jimmy. I look at who Jimmy is when he step on the floor. Everybody knows Jimmy Butler from being a basketball player. Okay? A really, really, really good basketball player. I do not know Jimmy Butler off the basketball floor. And probably a lot of these people make a comment, they don't know Jimmy Butler. They don't know what he's going through. I know he's got some things in the media. So all I know is it's already fines in place for players. He's getting suspended. So one may make an argument that Jimmy shouldn't have never been late. One might make an argument, Miami, you being kind of excessive here. So this is a 2-game suspension. What I'm looking at is, hey man, this is a divorce that's going to happen. Why would Pat Riley send Jimmy Butler to the Phoenix Suns where Jimmy Butler said he wants to go to play? I don't see that happening. But here's the thing. If another team trades for Jimmy Butler's made it clear he wants to be in Phoenix. So if you trade for Jimmy Butler and you're not a winning franchise, you could be you could be Milwaukee. You know, Milwaukee's a winning franchise, but he don't want to be in Milwaukee. So this Jimmy Butler that's late for team flights, this Jimmy Butler that's, you know, not playing up to Jimmy Butler's level, is that what you're going to get on the new team until he gets to Phoenix? If you're Phoenix, are you signing Jimmy Butler long term, 5 years, $190 million or whatever, 4 years, 3 years, whatever the case may be? Why would you roll a dice? This is probably going to hurt that money and his negotiating power. You know what I mean? If Jimmy Butler rolls in, I think he's a unrestricted free agent, or he's going to decline to $52 million or something like that in the offseason. So I don't know. It just looks like whatever Jimmy Butler does as far as contract negotiations, all these suspensions and not being on the floor is going to hurt his money. Drop that comment. What do you think about this Jimmy Butler situation? Is Miami being excessive? It's just two people that should be divorced and they're trying to get it over with. Drop that comment. Let me know what you think. But from right now, from what I see, at the end of the day, you are an NBA player. You're a professional ball player. You have made it and ascended to the highest level that a lot of people would love to be in. Like John Wall would love to get back in the league. Sabaka would love to get back in the league. A lot of, what's the big man who used to be in Sacramento? Cousins. Cousins would love to be in the NBA. It is a coveted position. So if you're lucky enough, remember Carmelo Anthony won. He sat out. Carmelo Anthony sat out a little while. He had to leave the NBA on his own terms. So it gets political as you get older. When you're an older player, I mean, even if you are a good young player, good mid-level player, the NBA can be very cold-hearted and fickle, and it gets very political. Jimmy Butler, if he gets hurt long-term, what are the GMs going to say? I got angry Jimmy Butler on my team, or I got an angry free agent Jimmy Butler. At the end of the day, it just does not look good. He's a professional. He should, honor his contract. Go play for Miami until the trade happens. The trade deadline, I believe, is the middle of February. Another 3 weeks, another 4 weeks, 3.5 weeks, so to speak. Man, no, almost close to another month. So this is just going to be a long, long, long saga that I'm going to be here for it. I like Jimmy Butler, but I got to call a spade, and we got to throw my brother under the bus a little bit. Hey, man, we just got to call it the way we see it. If Jimmy Butler plays in Phoenix, we will see Jimmy Butler. We'll go out to Phoenix, down to the stadium, and we will watch Jay Butler do his thing. And Jay Butler yelling at Booker, Jay Butler yelling at Durant. That's going to be flat out reality show. The NBA has bad ratings. If you're the NBA, you would like to see Jimmy Butler in Phoenix because it's going to implode. It's going to be a soap opera, and it probably might help your ratings. So I know that sounds so bad, but if you Adam Silver, you got to say, hey, man, ain't nothing else happening in the NBA. It's just bad basketball, horror show. You probably just got to, pray that you got a good all-star weekend because the first half of the year, the ratings have been terrible. No rivalries, too many threes, not a lot of smart basketball. And the Lakers are just being the Lakers. They just losing all the time. They won the other night, but, LeBron is just not it no more. But nevertheless, and Bronny James' story fizzled out. Bronny James ain't even on no highlights, and Bronny James ain't really doing nothing. But nevertheless, this is Savage Sports Fan. Drop a comment, share a video, hit the bell notification. New subscribers, thanks for the love and support. Jimmy Butler just being Jimmy Butler. So Miami, Jimmy, let's figure it out. Until next time, I'm out.